Croeso Conway. More specifically, welcome to Dwygyfylchi, or as my ex-work colleague Griff used to call it, Anyway, I won't go into that. So we're here. We're going to be looking for a pass that takes us all the way over to Conway. But I thought just before we start, I'll show you a picture of this lovely church here. And this is the weapon of choice for today. We're using the magnificent Smart EQ. We'll see how we get on. So you set off from the village up Old Mill Road. This takes you onto the Sychnant Pass Road itself. There are other ways in, from Penmaen Mawr, but that road is closed, as you'll see in a second. Here we go. We're just coming up and we take a sharp hairpin left, and as you can see, the road ahead is closed at the moment. It's quite tight. They've actually opened up the road there to allow for people to turn around it, so it proves how tight it is. Now, what prompted us to come here was a cracking set of photos Welsh Girl Wandering posted on Instagram. She does some fairly stunning scenery from Wales, and I thought, oh, I've got a quick hour or two to spare, so I'll quickly go and have a look. And so we came up, and as I'm driving up here, I'm thinking, this is pretty good. It's not as good as her photos, but it is pretty impressive. And really though, I'm starting to think, I bet it looks better coming back from the other way. So I would ask that you actually try and bear with on this video. There we go. So it warns us of horses, sheep, zebras, I don't know, loads of different things. We were wondering, this must have been some massive country estate in the past, judging by the length of this stunning brick wall. And it's obviously well cared for. I believe it's a country house hotel at the moment, to the left. Now, it already feels like we're already going down, so it's almost as if we've finished the pass. But we come out to some really nice moorland. You've got to be careful of the horses. Those signs aren't there purely for decoration. We did actually see a few. They're over on the right hand side as we come down to the car park. You probably won't pick them up very clearly on the GoPro, but I can assure you there were a group of horses there grazing. As you can see, the view starts to open up. The horses are on the right hand side there. I don't think you would have seen them, but they are there. Now, the interesting thing about this is that this road would, I guess, be the original road joining the villages back in the day. And the reason why I'm guessing this will become quite apparent. We're really leaving the pass itself now. There will be a bit of countryside, but nothing of any great significance. And here we come into Conway. It's just down the same road. And this is why I reckon it must have been quite an important road at some point. There's a massive gate through the walls. You don't put a gate through the fortifications, I'll get it out in a minute, for no reason. I thought that was quite amazing. And if you actually decide to do the pass, this is the way I'd actually suggest you do it. Come out from the Penmaen Mawr direction, come round. You can do a nice little circle if you don't want to stop in Conwy. As you can see, you literally came around, turn left, through the second arch, turn left again. You can see you're skirting the big walls. As we get to the end, you'll find we'll be turning right, and we'll be retracing our steps. Now, the eagle-eared amongst you probably wondering why I'm voicing over this with absolutely nothing in the way of soundtrack from the original filming. There's an interesting reason for this, in that with the Smart EQ, you don't get any engine sound, it's electric. And it really didn't come across at all well from the standard GoPro microphone. It made an absolutely vile noise that was just horrible. So rather than give you something that makes your ears bleed, I thought the lesser of the two evils would be just to do a remote voiceover. It's quite an interesting contrast with the Enfield, where you've obviously got the soundtrack of the traditional internal combustion engine, you know, and the modern EV, which has got obviously none of that. So it is predominantly, I'm guessing, just wind noise, plus obviously the background noise from the electronics and then the motor and the tractive battery, etc., etc. It's just a very strange feeling. It'd be interesting to see if other people get similar sort of issues as EVs become more and more widespread. If you're filming from a car as opposed to from a bike as well, that may well be a difference. Certainly it sounded absolutely horrendous, and I couldn't inflict it on anybody. My voice may be awful, but so I have to say it's nowhere near as bad. It's horrendous, it really is, that noise it was making. Anyway, you're probably going to wonder how I got on taking a little tiny Smart over this being an electric vehicle. Well, we must have done about 50 odd miles yesterday with it. No issues whatsoever. Certainly no concerns battery wise or anything like that. You don't really worry about it. It's just like having a smartphone. It's not much bigger, is it? But you literally charge it in overnight if you need to. Next day you've got enough for your needs. In fact, we did charge it up, just gave it a quick top up last night, and that should now do for my wife's work commute for the next 3 days without us even thinking about it. So yeah, no problems whatsoever. What you've got to remember is that any battery we use climbing, we gain back through regeneration on this downward stretch. Talking of which, I'm pretty certain if you're still stuck with it, you thought those views were worth coming back for. Obviously, as we all say in all these videos, GoPros don't do the scenery justice, and they don't because of the nature of the camera, but really and truly absolutely fantastic. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different. Apologies for the poor sound, but see you soon. Bye.